hope everyone's well. Merry Christmas Eve to everyone. Ready. Sorry, I think the stream's suffering because of that. Hopefully we get some stream action back. But yeah, sorry about that, guys. But anyway, we've already jumped in here. We've already got our flight loaded. We've already got our flight plan filed. We're going to just jump in and see what we can do. One thing I noticed, I was complaining a lot before. Oh, it's so nice to be able to see outside, guys. Look at this. So wonderful. But I was complaining before about there was a drift in my joystick in this Velocity 1 flight stick, and I think I fixed it. Simple fix too. I just did a firmware update. There was a firmware update available, and it seems after that update I did a quick test and it seems it's okay. So I think that fixed it. I also added a small, here I'll show you guys. I also added a small dead zone as well, just to compensate. Let's see if I can show you guys this. So just a very small dead zone for the x-axis as well as the y-axis, just to give it a little bit in case it does try to drift, if it doesn't center back up, which, see, after this firmware update, it's perfectly center every time it goes back. But even if something goes wrong and it doesn't perfectly center itself, that little bit of dead zone there is going to give it a little cushion so that it doesn't hopefully drift anymore. But it's, you know, just from the small tests I've done so far, seems to be working great. Let's go ahead and I'm just making sure my rudder lock is still turned on, and it is. Okay. But I do hope everyone's okay today, doing okay today. Let's go ahead and get our Airbus started here. And we have already pre-filed our flight plan with Vatsim as well. Just trying to get the flight going today, guys. Okay, and we'll go ahead and turn on our beacon lights.
Flight attendants, arm doors, and cross-check.
Okay, we'll go ahead and turn on our lights. We will probably be in the dark eventually, so might as well get everything started. Alright, since we have some power, let's go ahead and turn on our APU bleed. Let's give the crew some oxygen. Follow along with the safety information, guys. Alright, let's take a look. Looking at our flight plan. Oh, and there's a little mouse in here, guys. Does this thing work? It does, but it's not the... So this, I learned this thing has a little mouse stick, kind of like the old IBMs. I don't know how to explain it. But it's not that great, guys. I'd much rather use my mouse. Anyway, just kind of looking at the fuel situation. We need about 7,000 pounds of fuel, so let's go ahead and handle that first. And we don't need 21,000. Let's take it down to about, let's give ourselves just a little bit extra. We'll go 8,800. Go ahead and start the refueling process. Let's go ahead and tune to ATIS 135.
Boston Logan Airport ATIS information Delta 1854 Zulu 1260 at 12 gusts 19er. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 4,000. Few clouds at 22,000. Temperature -7. Dew point -18. Altimeter 2964. ILS runway 22 left approach in use. Departing runway 22 right. All aircraft read call hold short instructions and assigned altitudes. Numerous construction cranes in the Boston area and in the vicinity of Logan Airport. Advise on initial contact.
Information
You have
Delta.
information Delta.
1219.
Boston Logan Airport ATIS information Delta 1854 Zulu 1260 at
JetBlue 24, good afternoon. Boston ground clearance on
1288.
request. Getting it stacked up here. I will get you your number 5 currently.
Roger, JetBlue 24.
1288.
Boston ground, Challenger 52 Mike Alpha, just off of 15 right, Echo holding Bravo to signature.
Challenger 52 Mike Alpha, Boston ground. Taxi to the ramp via Bravo. Give way to the Delta 320 that is approaching head-on. He'll be turning onto Bravo before you.
Roger, to the ramp Bravo, give way to the 320 for Challenger 52 Mike Alpha.
American 369, gate Charlie 10, requesting push.
American 369, push in the ramp. Your discretion. Advise ready to taxi.
Roger, will do.
All right. Let's go ahead and put in our departure, which is going to be mm, 22 right, Pat 6. 22 right and Pat 6. Okay, and while we are here, let's go ahead and take out this discontinuity. Let's go ahead and set up our arrival as well. I'm going to be arriving 18 left, Chelsea 5, 18 left. Chelsea 5, no VIAS, and we're LYH for a transition. And insert that.
Boston ground, Challenger 52 Mike Alpha. You got any idea when that Delta 320 is going to be coming out there?
Challenger 52 Mike Alpha. Man, I got distracted. Looks like you got ahead of him. Just continue straight ahead to signature on Bravo.
Cover that, we'll continue ahead. It didn't seem back there if that's him behind us. We thought that was the State 320 up here.
Oh yeah, initialize weight. Let's see if we can put this in. 0 fuel weight. Alright, we got our fuel. This thing's glaring off the screen. Kind of makes it hard to see. Zero fuel weight. 56.7. Let's put that in. So we'll put 56.7. It's not going to let us. Let's see if it...
Delta 2321, ready to taxi 22 right.
Since we've got our fuel in, get the clear out.
Delta 2221, runway 22 right, taxi via Alpha November, cross runway 15 right, hold short runway 15 left.
Taxi via Alpha November,
We'll go ahead
cross
and
runway
confirm
15
that.
right, hold short 15 left, 2321.
Actually, we'll change our block fuel to... What did we put in? What did we put in? I can't even see. God, this thing's horrible. 9,000 pounds. Let's say that. So we'll change this to not just 9.0. And it should recalculate. Below minimums, that's fine. Here, since it's not happy about that, let's put just a little bit more fuel in.
JetBlue 2717,
We'll
good
put
afternoon, Boston, ground
12,000.
clearance on request number 3.
And then we'll put, what was it?
American
We'll
369,
just
ready
put
for taxi.
11.5.
Delta 1192 on November, cross runway
Okay.
15 left, monitor Boston Tower 128.8.
Should have V1,
Cross,
V2 now.
15 left, monitor tower,
Rotate.
128.8. Thank you,
And
1192.
V2. Okay. Sorry, I haven't been paying
Aircraft calling
attention
ready
to
to
the chat.
taxi, could you repeat please?
Looking to get FR as well.
Took a
American
break from Sim for a
369,
while,
ready
came
for
back.
taxi.
Seemed darker
American
and harder to read.
369, runway 22
Yeah.
right, taxi via Alpha November, cross runway 15 right, hold short runway 15 left.
I think it's mainly the sun just glaring off of the
Taxi
screen.
to 22 right,
Makes it
via Alpha
kinda hard to
November, cross runway 15 right, and hold short 15 left, American 369.
We're going to
Delta
request
4699,
PDC.
clearance on request number 4.
But other than that, I think we're good, guys. We got our bleed on. No big issues. We've got our MCDU set. And let's just kind of take a look. Haven't done this yet, but let's take a look at our flight plan. Make sure there's no weird things going on. And let's take a look at restrictions as well. So we do have some altitude restrictions coming out of our SID.
Boston ground, speedbird 258, ready taxi.
Everything's
Speedbird
looking good.
258, runway heavy, runway 22 right, taxi via Bravo November, cross runway 15 right, hold short runway 15 left.
We're looking good, guys.
Boston ground, Walker 3047, holding short Bravo at Quebec.
Speedbird 258, cross, taxi via
All right, well, looks real good.
November, cross runway 15 right, hold short 15 left.
Walker
Okay.
3047, good afternoon, Boston ground, safe parking.
General aviation, please, Walker 3047.
Uh-oh.
Walker 3047, taxi general aviation via Bravo.
Throttle and flaps got switched.
Via Bravo, General aviation, Walker 3047.
Delta 2321, cross runway 15 left, monitor tower 128.8.
Cross 15 left, monitor tower 128.8. We'll see ya.
Canadian 83 with Delta, ready for push and start.
Canadian 83, push back onto the ramp at your discretion, advise ready to taxi.
Advise taxi.
Speedbird 258 heavy, give way to the incoming K100 aircraft on Bravo. Once he's clear, I'll get you going again.
No problem, no problem. We'll give way to the incoming aircraft coming up on Bravo. Speedbird 258 heavy.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. Had to adjust some throttle and flaps. After that firmware update, apparently it swapped my throttle and flaps around, which is no big deal. Let's make sure it still goes into full reverse. Oh no, that's still... Okay. Still got to do some changes here, guys. Extend flaps.
American 369 on November, cross runway 15 left, monitor Boston Tower 128.8.
Clear to cross 15 left, monitor Tower 128.8. Merry Christmas, American 369.
American 3610, Merry Christmas to you as well.
We're getting there, guys. Sorry about this.
United 320 Alpha, we're still using 22 right for outbound.
Affirmative, 22 right is still the outbound.
All right, thank you.
Ground jet 238, Foxtrot Shuttle Bravo for signature.
Exec 23, 238, good afternoon, Boston ground.
Why is that not going in?
Taxi the ramp via Bravo November Alpha.
November Alpha, Exec 238.
Speedbird 258 Heavy, Bravo should be now clear for you. Taxi 22 right via Bravo November, cross 15 right, hold short 15 left.
Thank you very much. Taxi fire, Bravo November, clear to cross 15 right, hold short 15 left. Speedbird 258
Boston Girl Walker 3047 confirming Bravo is clear. Thank you very much. And can you give me the status on the wings 5?
Walker 3047, you were wings 5. I had copied, okay, you were wings 5. You have passed on that, and I will get that entered for you shortly.
Sorry, that was wings VFR6, man. I've done so many today, I'm losing track. I apologize for that. Thank you.
I thought that's what the preceding controller gave me. Yes, wing 6, so Walker 3047.
Copy, thank you. Have a good day.
All right, thank you.
Okay, that's working.
Delta 3521, gate Charlie 32 with Delta ready for push.
Okay, I need to turn this
Delta
on.
3521, could you squawk mode Charlie for me, please?
Reverse idle.
Boston ground, JetBlue 2717 with Delta 830 ready for push.
Reverse idle should be this. Set from throttle, set from throttle.
JetBlue 2717, push onto Charlie approved, advise ready to taxi.
Push onto Charlie approved and we'll advise JetBlue 2717.
Canadian 83 ready for taxi.
Canadian 83, runway 22 right, taxi via Alpha November, cross runway 15 right, hold short runway 15 left.
Alpha November, cross 15 right, hold 15 left, Canadian 83.
Delta 3521, squawking Charlie ready for push at gate Charlie 32.
Delta 3521, give way to the JetBlue that's pushing right next to you. Behind him, runway 22 right, taxi via Alpha November, cross runway 15 right, hold short runway 15 left.
Alright, we'll give way to the JetBlue and taxi via Alpha November, cross 15 right, hold short 15 left, Delta 3521.
Well, reversers still aren't coming on. All right. Hold reverse throttle, toggle reverse thrust. Validate. Why am I still not getting reversers? Save and apply. This is annoying. Reverse full overlaps with reverse idle. Okay. Reverse idle set from throttle. Reverse full.
JetBlue 2717, runway 22 right, taxi via Alpha November, cross runway 15 right, full short runway 15 left.
22 right via Alpha November, cross runway 15 right, hold short runway 15 left, JetBlue 2715.
All right, got my PDC. We're just not going to worry about it.
Boston ground, United 9846, information Delta, request IFRs, Newark as filed.
United 9846, ground to Boston ground, clearance on request number 2.
Climb via SID, expect 3, okay, fine. Departure frequency 134.
Canadian 83, cross runway 15 left, monitor Boston Tower 128.8.
3412.
Cross 15 left and monitor Tower. Have a Merry Christmas, Canadian 83.
You as well.
With location on the airport and current ATIS when ready to push, or if you have questions.
JetBlue 24, could you squawk mode Charlie for me, please?
Full code, JetBlue 24.
Three, 4, 1, 2.
Boston ground, Speedbird 258 approaching, runway 15 left.
Speedbird 258 heavy, cross runway 15 left, monitor Boston Tower 128.8.
So they're saying we can go straight up via our SID.
Going to the tower 125.8. Complimentary season. Take care.
Okay, we're ready to
JetBlue 24, push into the ramp, your discretion, advise ready to taxi.
Full code, JetBlue 24.
JetBlue 2717, small change to your clearance. Departure frequency will be Unicom as center is closing. Cross runway 15 left, monitor tower 128.8.
Cross runway 15 left and contact tower 128.8 at JetBlue 2717. Thank you so much. I'll see you.
If you would monitor Boston Tower.
I will monitor tower. JetBlue 2717. Yeah.
Boston ground, Southwest 1465, ready for push. With information Delta.
Southwest 1465, push into the ramp, your discretion, advise ready to taxi.
We'll advise ready to taxi, Southwest 1465.
And 1465, be advised the center is closing, so departure frequency will be Unicom.
We will head over to Unicom for departure frequency, Southwest 1465. All right, so we were pushing and starting at our discretion. Let's go ahead and get that popping.
And Boston ground, Delta 4699, ready to push with information Delta.
Delta 4699, push into the ramp, your discretion, advise ready to taxi, spot 7.
Roger, push and advise ready to taxi, spot 7, 4699.
Get our fuel pumps turned on. Hope everyone's doing great. Having a great Christmas.
United 792, information Delta IFR to Newark.
Christmas
and
Eve,
got discussed
rather.
with UDC.
Indeed you did. Confirm you have information Delta if you would.
Yep, we have Delta United 792.
My co-pilot always looks like he's ready to go, like he's ready to do so much for me, but I never see him do anything. Alright, it's looking good. Getting some N2. And we'll go ahead and engine 1 as well. Let's see how we're looking. Looking good. I think we're going to go ahead and turn the nose to the right. I think that's the direction we want to go. All right, let's go ahead and turn some lights on as well. Oh, geez, my freaking buttons got changed.
Delta 3521, expect Unicom as your departure frequency as center has gone offline. Cross runway 15 left, monitor Boston Tower 128.8.
Alright, we'll expect the Unicom and cross 15 left. Have a happy holidays. See you later, 35 pounds.
Trying to turn off my APU. There we go. Alright, and one nice thing I like about this is apparently you can hit takeoff config. Where is it at? Takeoff config. And then geez. What is wrong? Config slats not in takeoff config, flaps not in takeoff config. Well, we can change that really quick. Alright, I think we're takeoff config ready. This thing still hasn't pushed me back yet. Slow. See if we can turn the speed up here.
Boston ground, JetBlue 24, ready to taxi.
You know what? That's fine. I don't know why the tug's kind of stopping on us.
JetBlue 24.
Oh, I see why.
Runway,
somehow we had turned on our
taxi
parking
via
brake.
Alpha
Wow.
November, cross runway 15 right, hold short runway 15 left.
I know what happened. My buttons are all screwed up on this flight stick because of...
Roger, taxi runway 22 right via Alpha November, cross runway 15 right, hold short of runway 15 left.
Because of this firmware update on this
United
flight stick.
457, are you on frequency?
Alright, we'll go ahead and stop us here. We'll go ahead and turn on our parking brake, let the tug get away, and turn that off. Alright. I think we're okay, guys. Let's go ahead and pull up our charts. Okay, and
United 220, you're coming in very low. Could you please try to boost your mic and repeat?
we are leaving 22 right, so 22 right is going to be here, so we're probably going to be taxiing Bravo
United
to
12,
November.
much better.
Pretty easy. We'll see what's going on.
Alright, United 1220, IFR to Charleston, please.
IFR on request. I'll send you a PDC shortly.
Thank you.
On Southwest 1465, ready for taxi. Boom, 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 boom.
Southwest 1465, runway 22 right, taxi via via Bravo November, cross runway 15 right, hold short runway 15 left.
Yeah, going for 22 right, via Bravo November. I'm going to cross 15 right and hold short 15 left, Southwest 1465.
November 123, November, requesting VFR to the north.
November 123 Sierra November, just to let you know, all of your ATC above me has closed, but I can certainly get you going if you so desire.
That's all okay, I'm still ready.
Okay, stand by one. Just let me take a quick look at your stuff here.
Has all of our ATC left? They did. They all went for Christmas. Aw, geez. That's okay, guys. It's kind of perfectly normal. So we're going to be heading over to Unicom after this when we get lined up for the runway after this taxi situation. All right, we're going for Bravo November.
Ground 8289 Alpha, mic check. Check.
November 8289 Alpha, 5x5, this is Boston ground.
Thank you, 8289 Alpha.
Boston ground, good afternoon. American 8 Golf share with you, requesting IFR to Newark, Liberty.
American 8 Golf Sierra, Boston ground. I do not see a flight plan here for you. Could you please resend?
Of course you don't. If I don't send it, how could you get it?
Gotta send it first, my friend.
Boston ground, United 9846.
United 9846 Boston ground, go ahead.
All right, we're gonna take this left right here.
Departure clearance to Newark.
United 9846 sent you a PDC.
Did not receive it, United 9846.
Well, let me resend.
We got it, United 9846, thank you.
American 8 Golf share with some flight plan.
Is radio taxi spot 7.
All right, stand by one on that. Break JetBlue 24, cross runway 15 left, change to Unicom, approved, have a good flight.
Roger, cross runway 15 left, Washington Unicom 122.8. Happy holidays, have a great Christmas Eve, thank you for everything.
Southwest 1465, cross runway 15 left, change to Unicom, approved, have a great flight.
Heading over to Unicom. Thank you so much for the ATC. Merry Christmas.
Aircraft calling to push your taxi. Could you repeat, please?
Yeah, 99 at spot 7, radio taxi.
Delta 4699, runway 22 right, 2,500 feet.
Boston Mooney, 3 Golf Golf. 2 mile or 1 mile
Jeez,
final
guys.
now for
I've got
full stop off.
Jeez, I've got a charging cable right where my rudder pedals are, and it's giving me some problems. I've always got some good excuses, don't I? But yeah, guys, since we're on Unicom, once we get up in the air, we are absolutely going to figure out what buttons got screwed up, because just about every button on this controller, well, I'll say I fixed the majority. Oh, I fixed the majority of them. I'm gonna take the full.
11.6, 11 mile final, runway 22 left.
I'm gonna take the full length of the runway. But every button got screwed up after I did this firmware update, which kind of sucks. Actually, we'll go all the way down.
Sorry, correction. Taking off runway 22 right, this is 24. That's Boston Airport.
But the good news is about this Velocity 1 controller is
Boston Delta 317 at 4 miles, 22 left.
The good news is there's only 8 buttons, so it can't be that bad. Stop. All right, let's see if my parking brake works. I'm scared to hit the button because I'm scared if I'm scared that it's not gonna actually release the parking brake and it's gonna do some crazy stuff that I don't even know what it's gonna do. Okay, let's get to our flight plan here. We don't need a checklist, guys. Who needs that? All right, let's go ahead and set for takeoff. Come on. All right, we're good. We should have turned on our no smoking signs and seatbelt signs a lot sooner. That's okay. All right, let's take a look. Is any plane landing? No, they're not. So we're gonna go ahead and take off. All right, release parking brake.
Westjet 722, 4,500, direct to Noli, for the Isles journey 22 left Vatsim. And we're about 6 minutes out.
Well, we're going to do a rolling takeoff, guys. Let's pull the engines up. All right. Toga. Telling me my take and fig isn't set, but it is. I just set it before we left.
Boston traffic, American 1146, 4 final 22 left.
Alright. Guys, we are V1. We're going to go ahead and rotate. Positive rate of climb. We're going to gear up. Alright, flaps up. We're going to come back to, I think it's climb, and then we set.
Boston ground, good afternoon and Merry Christmas.
All right, what does this
1108,
say?
skate Bravo,
Main throttle.
Bravo 35, looking for push and start.
So we do have to toga. Disarm our speed brakes. Alright, fly a heading. We got some speed issues. Let's come down. Too much of an aggressive climb for right now. That is the one thing about the Airbus that throws me off. There we go. All right, now we're back on a managed flight.
Westjet 1022 is a 50 miles on from 82 left Vatsim.
Boston traffic, JetBlue 632. Just shy
thank
of
you.
Ethan on the robot 322
How
left.
far? How?
Be coming across for a left base just outside of Patrick.
Is there like a minimum altitude where you can engage autopilot? Like 1,500, 2,000, 1,000? This is a great question because I honestly do not know about the Airbus. I'm very new to the Airbus. All right, passing 10,000. Let's go ahead and kill landing lights. Let's kill runway lights. Taxi lights, turn those off.
Boston traffic, we're waiting for that.
Alpha floors and the speed was too low. Oh, gotcha. Okay. So essentially, stay in toga toga and get to, what, 250? Then pull it back to climb and then set the auto throttle? Is that what you would do? When would you come out of
Can I get
toga?
call sign for aircraft ahead of me on November, heading to runway 22 right?
That's my one big question about this Airbus. One thing that throws me off every single time is when do I pull out of toga and go into auto throttle? Because you don't really have to do that on a Boeing. This is all Airbus stuff, and it throws me off. Coming up on transition altitude, guys. And why is this level LVR climb? Why is that flashing at me?
Boston traffic, West Air 1022, 8 miles final, passing through 2,000 feet for 22 left Boston.
Oh, I think I see.
Boston Logan traffic, it's JetBlue 630 for 10 on a Patrick.
Actually, no, I don't.
320,
take it out of
2,000 feet now. We'll swing
okay.
in between.
Good to know.
Wayne and Focus for the ILS 22 left.
Really good to know. All right, we'll go ahead and switch transition altitude. That was my other question, though. Is LVR climb going to stay on until we get to our cruise altitude? Is directing you to put the throttle in the CL. I thought I had it in there. Maybe that's what's going on. When we did this throttle thing, tell me that looks locked in. Aha, it went away though. So yeah, this joystick really got screwed up. I'll wait until after the flight, guys, and I won't use any of the buttons on the joystick. I'll just use mouse and keyboard to click what I know needs to be clicked. But yeah, doing this firmware update on this joystick really screwed some things up and changed some things around. Have you done the throttle calibration? Yeah, that's what we were doing, and you may have joined late, or maybe you were here, but I was doing that earlier. I was trying to calibrate in settings. But here's a question for you. So I'm using the Velocity 1 flight stick, which I only have one lever set for the throttle right now. So I've set it to independent or whatever, turn that off, I guess, so that I only have one option. This reverser on axis, I had a viewer tell me to turn that off, so I turned that off.
Boston traffic, it's JetBlue 632 again. We're 7.5 out of focus. We see the traffic come up over focus.
Should I have that turned on?
Behind the traffic will be close back at the speed.
Let's try to do this really quickly and hopefully we won't fall out of the sky. All right, let's go and set from throttle. Okay, and then climb. Okay, set from throttle and then flex.
West Air 1022, oh my god.
Flex,
West Air 1022, clear for
and then toga. Okay, so now if I turn on reverser, it throws up this weird error message. Reverse full -1 overlaps with reverse idle -1. So if I go to reverse idle, which is this, set from throttle, and then reverse full, which is this, hey, go away. It still doesn't do anything. I'm wondering if this dead zone that I had set up Actually, no, I don't think this has a dead zone. Which one is this? It's this one. See, there's really no, when you detent into full reversers, I think I know what's going to end up having to happen here. I think I'm going to have to switch this back to default. Apply and save. And then let's see. So now we're in toga. Come back to climb. Still we're still not engaging the roof.
Static, JetBlue 632, 2.5 out of focus.
Flaps up.
Left.
That didn't really help at all. I swear, this this flight stick was great. It was working wonderfully before I did this, what was it? Version 1.1.1 firmware update. This is probably going to take me like 3 hours after the stream is over to set this thing up the way I had it before, because it's so screwed up. At least it's allowing me to fly for now. I'm not familiar enough with the stick. Yeah, no, it's okay. But reversers on the axis means that when you pull back your throttle all the way, instead of
traffic,
being,
it's Walker 2259,
it'll be full reverse.
entering
Good.
runway 22 right, taking off.
It's probably what I want. What if we reset the defaults? Confirm. Okay, reverser full would be this. Set from throttle. Reverse idle would be this. Set. Actually, that's reverse. Nope, no, that's reverse full. That's reverse idle, right? Nope. This is idle. Set from throttle, climb. Set from throttle. First full overlaps with idle. Flex. And then toga. Set from throttle.
Austin traffic, Walker 2259, clear runway 22 right on the Lobster 7
That's reverse idle, set from throttle. Reverse full, set from throttle. It's something with the idle. Let's leave it as this. See if we apply and save and apply. I'm not sure if that actually worked. Okay, reverse. Still no reverse. I'll look at it after the stream, guys. I'm not going to continue to mess with it. It's fine. All right, I'm going to take a small break. We've got quite a little flight here, guys. Let me see if I can back the map up a little bit so it's easier to see. I'll probably take a look at it during my break here. That's too far back. That'll be fine for now. Yeah, I'll take a look at it right now while I take a break. We'll be right back, guys. Here, I'll pull up the flight information there so you can follow along. We'll be right back. I watched it, and I think, or I watched most of it, and I agree with it. So there should be a twin engine, and there's not. So never mind. There's definitely not a twin engine option. So I'll just mess with it whenever I'll just mess with it whenever I get off stream. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's okay. Yeah, it is unfortunate, but I had it working great. I was actually happy with it prior to this firmware update, so I'm sure I can get it working again. This is a wonderful view, guys. Beautiful. Just sitting in the pilot seat. And you should stream. You know, a little tip, and you may already be doing this, but I like to share the knowledge. If you're on SimAware, or if you check the Vatsim map whatsoever, look into being a Patreon for that guy that runs it, and he'll throw your name up on the, or your gamer tag, whatever you want to call it, your streamer tag on the bottom of that SimAware map. And I've gotten a lot of followers, viewers from SimAware where they've seen my, I'll show you what I mean. You may already know what I'm talking about. But if we go to the map here, names will start popping up in the bottom left. And I'm sure Steam Deck Pilot will come up soon. But yeah, that really does do wonders. Really does get some people to watch your stream. I think it also depends on how many people are streaming. Right now it looks like there's a lot of streamers online, so my name, there it is. It finally came up. It's like 4th or 5th on the row there, but actually it was the very last. That's alright. It could be in order of when you started streaming. I think we were one of the newest flights, so. But yeah, definitely, I think that's a worthwhile donation. And the great thing is about that, I mean, yes, obviously viewers and followers are great. There's nothing wrong with that. But the wonderful thing is, like, a lot of ATC looks at that, and the controllers, when they get off, they'll jump on somebody's stream that they were watching, especially someone that they did delivery or ground or tower for, and they'll watch the stream sometimes. So there's been a lot of times when a controller will come in chat, and chat will be dead, nobody will be talking, and they'll just pop in and say, hey, you know, I was your controller in Atlanta, have a good flight, or, you know, something real nice like that. So That's really cool too. One controller came in one time, and I can't remember exactly what he said. It was pretty funny. He was like, "You are cleared to have a good rest of your night," or something like that. It's pretty funny. Looks like we're avoiding a lot of this weather, guys, which is good. Some crazy weather across the U.S. Hope everyone's staying warm out there. I live in a 2-story house. It's not, and when I say a 2-story house, I don't mean it's a huge 2-story or 3-story or any. I don't live in a mansion, but it's really hard to heat, much harder to heat a multi-story house than it is a single-story. So for those of you out there with a single-story house, like a ranch house or something, you're doing pretty good for yourself out there. Probably it takes a lot less energy to heat your house. Do Vatsim flights more, but I feel there's always more. Well, yes, but here's my advice to that. There's only one way to get your feet wet, and once you dive in and you do it once. All right, actually, I got a couple of suggestions. Number one, see if you can find a slow day. So don't jump in the most popular airport on Vatsim for your first time trying to do it, because the controllers are going to be overwhelmed. They're going to be, they're going to have 5 people waiting for their PDCs and things like that. So it's best to just find a slow, somebody that, and the best time to do this is when there's a lot of controllers on. So let's say the East Coast has, Charlotte has full controllers. They have a delivery, ground, tower, and approach controller. And JFK has a full set of controllers. Chicago, Midway has a full set. Florida has a full set. But then you got one guy on the West Coast that's ground for San Jose or LAX, and he's the only one over there, and you can see on the map there's not many flights over there because everyone's gravitating towards where all the controllers are. That's a good place to start. Go over there where that guy is, where nobody's over there, and then if you need some help, they're awesome to give you some advice to help you, especially when they're not overwhelmed and busy. So that's my best advice. And the other best advice, other thing to tag along with that is just jump in and do it. I was the same way. I was like, I need to learn more. I don't know if I'm ready. I want to go in observer mode more. I don't know if I'm really ready for the full floor experience of being on Vatsim or full experience. But you know what? My very first stream on this channel, and you can't see all my streams on Twitch. Twitch actually only holds streams for 2 weeks. But I have a channel on YouTube under the same name, on Facebook and on Twitter, all under the same name, all under Steam Deck Pilot. And if you go check any of those, it's got my full streaming history ever since I very first started streaming. And my very first flight was my very first Vatsim flight. I said, you know what? Not only am I going to go ahead and jump in and go ahead and do a Vatsim flight, I'm going to stream it and let everybody see my screw up when I do it. So if you want to see somebody that's choking it up and scared and nervous, probably the same as you'll be, go visit one of my YouTube channels, or my YouTube channel, my Facebook, or my Twitter, and scroll all the way back. I think I started back in October, all the way back to some of my first flights, very first flight, and you'll see, it's not all smooth. You're going to screw up, you're going to make mistakes, but that's the only way you'll truly learn, is when you make those mistakes and you learn from them. And it's a whole different experience than watching somebody else make a mistake and learning from it. I'll shut up about that. That's my only advice for it. I don't know how many people are watching right now. I haven't even checked Twitch. But that's the first time I've ever admitted that on stream. But yeah, my very first stream on Twitch or YouTube or anywhere was very first time on Vatsim. Oh, and just a heads up, I just thought about this. Probably would have to find me on Twitter or YouTube. I think I made the Facebook page later, so I don't think the Facebook page was with me in the very beginning. But Twitter definitely was, and YouTube definitely was. So YouTube would have my history. The problem with YouTube is everything else is the way it seems. So twitter.com/Steam Deck Pilot. That'll get you to my Twitter page. Facebook.com/Steam Deck Pilot. I think that'll take you to my Steam Deck page or my Facebook page. But with YouTube, you have to have 100 subscribers before it will let you get a custom URL. So for now, my YouTube page is kind of hidden. It's a bunch of alphanumeric letters and it's kind of hard to find. But if you click on my Twitch, I have links to everything else. So you should be able to click a link to my YouTube page to subscribe to it if you want. And again, YouTube will definitely have the complete history. So. And thank you for everyone that's subscribed so far on, or followed so far on Twitch. Twitch is my primary streaming platform, so thank you so much. But if you want to be helpful, I would appreciate a subscribe on YouTube to help me get to those 100 followers so that I can get a custom URL. That would be nice, just to have everything uniform and have it all Steam Deck Pilot and easy to find. But it's whatever. I can't see when someone subscribes on YouTube or Twitch or anything else like I can see on. I'm sorry, I can't see it on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube like I can see it on Twitch. When you follow on Twitch, thank you so much. I'll shut up now. I've pitched my subscribe please to pitch to everyone, so I'll shut up. You don't have to like the videos. I don't ask for that. That I don't care about. But yeah, I would love to get 100 subscribers so I can change my YouTube name. It's going to be a pretty short flight today, guys. Looks like maybe an hour and 20 minutes and we'll be touching down. At least an hour and we'll start our descent. So what may happen is I may go try to see if I can scrounge up some food somewhere, because it's going to be hard to find food. Everything's going to be closed for Christmas Eve. And then once I eat something of substance, I may stream again tonight. I am going to see family, but that's tomorrow, and I still may stream tomorrow night or afternoon when I get back. But tonight, oh, I'm a single guy, by the way, so I don't have any, and I don't have any children. So, you know, Christmas isn't, I'm not going to say it doesn't have any meaning to me. It obviously does have meaning, but it's not as though I'm sacrificing family time for streaming. So if I had a family, I would probably be with them, but since I don't, you guys will be my family for tonight. And no presents. You don't have to give me presents. But you can just join me in the stream if you want. Yeah, nice. You know, I have a friend that watches sometimes. His name's Fueled by Kush. I don't know if he's watching now, but he makes you know, observations on the stream sometimes and makes recommendations. One of the things he says he's noticed, he's watched other streamers, and there's like one streamer that strictly does gliders, and they'll, you know, do a request in the stream from chat. You know, where do you want to see me take a glider today or whatever. And, you know, I have a lot of fun flying helicopters in this game since they added that with the 40th or whatever anniversary update. I really like the helicopters. I don't fly a lot of them on stream, but I think it's fun. But the thing is, I just, yes, doing visual flights are fun, really small flights. But I guess other people get it more value out of it than I do. I mean, let me explain this, and this is going to sound really, really weird. I mean, extremely weird. I can honestly see how other people get a lot of enjoyment out of doing visual flights where there's a lot of scenic, or a lot of scenery to enjoy. But I would be the type of person that would get really bored with that really quick. Yes, I would do like a single loop around a mountain or something, but then I would get stupid with it, and I would try to, you know, if I were on a jet or something, I would try to go straight up and see how far up I could go, or do some stuff like that, and I would totally ruin my stream, in my opinion, because I would treat this more like a game. And it's not to say I don't treat it like a game now, but I truly get more enjoyment out of the realism of flying like a, and I'm not even saying this is a real route. I don't know if this is a real route, or definitely not probably a flight number, realistic flight number, but I like IFR flying. I like commercial airline flying, even though other people would probably be the reverse of me and say, this is boring. I'd much rather get scenic views. I feel like scenic views would get boring way quicker than this, because I have, you know, failures and everything turned on. So while it's a smooth flight now, I could go take a cigarette break and then come back in 3 or 4 minutes, and my plane could be taking a nosedive because something's happened while I've been on break. This is why I like co-pilots as well, so they can take over in case an emergency or something does happen. But I like the, what's the word, realism of it, I guess is the best way to explain it. So if I have a lot of viewers come on and people were to say, nice, yes, yeah, honestly, I'm a 737 fan. I'm a big Boeing fan. Well, I like the whole Boeing line, not just the 73, but my first Airbus flight was probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I had never flown an Airbus before, and I kind of crash learned this 320, and I love it. It's been all I've flown since. I haven't flown the Boeing in 3 weeks, 2 weeks, ever since I started flying this 320. I've even gone so far, I had the nice Boeing Thrustmaster yoke that they just came out with. It's modeled after the 787. I had the yoke, and I had 2 throttle quadrants sitting on my desk. I've taken those down and put those in the corner of my room in replacement for this little Thrustmaster or Velocity 1 flight stick that models the Airbus. I was totally against these little flight sticks, because I was like, it feels like a fighter pilot. It feels like I'm flying a jet, or no, not a jet. Feels like I'm flying a fighter jet, or fighter game, air game, than an actual flying game. So that's why I like the yokes. But then I got the yoke, love the yoke. By the way, I love that yoke. It's got like extra springs that you can adjust the tension on, and I've got all of my springs in there for full tension, and it feels so good. But it takes up so much desk space. I mean, I've got a huge desk, and it was taking up 30% of my desk. I was having to add little side tables to my desk to extend out so I could reach my keyboard and mouse and things like that. No, that's not enjoyable. So I do like the convenience and small form factor of this Velocity 1 flight stick, and not to say I'm going to throw away that, or I wouldn't throw it away, but not to say I'm going to sell the Boeing Thrustmaster yoke and throttle quadrant. I will keep it, and I'll eventually swing back to flying Boeings again. And when I do, I'll probably put this flight stick in the corner and let it sit for a little while. But I like venturing out. I've even gone down to some CJ4. I've flown the CJ4 a couple of times, and even with the working tidal mod, it's still buggy. But I'm leaning towards general aviation aircraft, you know, like smaller planes. I'll eventually work myself to prop aircraft. I want to fly those, but again, when you start flying those kind of aircraft, you're flying visual flights. You're flying VFR. I think they do have some of them, especially newer models, would have IFR capability, but a lot of those are VFR. I'm just not a big VFR fan. There's a huge viewer out there. His name's What Do You Mean, Bro? I don't know if he's watching right now. He's probably enjoying his Christmas with his family, which I can't blame him. But he has joined a lot of shared cockpits with me. And I think there have been 2 instances where we've done a CJ4 shared cockpit, and it has ended horribly both times. Until they can get some of these smaller aircraft working a little bit better, I don't know that I'm going to have any interest in continuing to try to learn them. These third-party aircraft, like fly-by-wire, like PMDG with the 737 that I own, yes, the PMDG was, what, $70, $80? It was expensive, but it's an aircraft I know works 100%. Anything, whether it be in the overhead panel, anywhere, I know everything works, and I know it works fluently. The problem is, shared cockpit isn't compatible with it. They're not compatible with PMDG, PMDG, because a lot of PMDG is proprietary, meaning that it's like internal information that they don't want to share with anybody else. So it makes it really hard for developers to build around that. It's a big tug and war with software sometimes. All that to say, yes, I love flying commercial. I love flying IFR. I am trying to wean myself onto GA and visual. It's tough, but I'm trying to be patient, and I'm trying to learn, so we'll see. I'm not going to stream any of that until it's actually what I would feel to be enjoyable. And it's kind of crazy when you think about it. If you were to take the natural path and like actually try to get a pilot's license, you're definitely going to learn on these smaller aircraft first, and then work your way up through hours to get to these commercial airliners. So these things are the last thing that you learn on. But I took the backwards approach, and I first learned on a 737 and worked my way out from there. And even though I stream on my Steam Deck, I still play Flight Sim on my Xbox because yes, the Steam Deck is great and I love it. Honestly, I wouldn't have this channel or promote the Steam Deck the way I do if it wasn't for the fact that it's just awesome for the price point. And I'll take a moment right now and plug, I'm not getting sponsored in any way by Steam, but the Steam Deck is the best gaming computer, and I will say that, at the price point that it's selling for. You can get a Steam Deck for $399, and yes, it's going to be limited in storage to 64 gigs, I think is the lowest model. Yes, it's going to be a little bit slower storage. However, you can always put a micro SD card in there, and the micro SD, you can put Windows, you can put Microsoft Flight Sim, you can put all the mods that I run and still get 25 frames per second. Yes, it's going to be on an 800 resolution, but it's still amazing for what it does at the price point that it's selling at. So I will never stop pushing Steam Deck. I think it's a great product. However, with that said, I still love playing Xbox. I still love playing Flight Sim on my Xbox for the simple fact I have a Series X and I can get close to 60 frames per second on that. No, I can't run any mods on the Xbox, but Flight Sim looks absolutely beautiful when you run some high quality graphics and you have a good frame rate. So that's not what this stream is about, obviously. We're never going to be able to push 4K 140 frames on a Steam Deck. It's just never going to happen. The Steam Deck's always going to be at 800p. It's never going to get a better resolution, and it's always going to run what it can run because it doesn't have a dedicated GPU. However, still a great product. Stream exclusively. Funny you should mention that. Flew the PA-28 a while. Oh yeah, so the smaller aircraft are so fun. They're really fun to fly, and they're perfect to learn on because it's not like this big heavy bus of a plane, which is funny. It's called an Airbus because it is literally a bus in the sky. But this thing is definitely a whole different beast as far as turning and maneuvering and controlling it versus a little tiny aircraft that any little slight movement you make on your yoke, you feel it instantly. So those small planes are so fun. Even the jets on here, like military jets that they have on Flight Sim, are really fun to play. So, yeah, this slow old bus of these commercial airlines are still fun for me, though. Hauling the kids to school. And funny story, while not a pilot in real life, I'm not a pilot in real life at all. I've never even taken one class in trying to attain a license. I do have a friend that I went to college with. I don't really talk to him any much. I guess you could call it more of an acquaintance at this point, which I don't even know if you'd label it an acquaintance. But he's a pilot, and I think he flies Boeing. Actually, he might be a first officer. I don't think he's a pilot yet, or a co-pilot rather, whatever you call it. He's got 3 stripes instead of 4. But I could never do that. He had to go the long route. He probably spent 50-60 grand on his pilot's license. I remember when he was first learning how to fly the smaller aircraft, I had no interest in flight simming at all at that point in my life, but he spent so many hours on the smaller aircraft, finally working his way up to commercial to where he's at now. And the guy's in a different city every night, never has holidays or vacations off. You know, it's just not the life for me. And I've had this talk on multiple times during my streams, but I could never see myself doing this as a career. I get so much more enjoyment being able to power off my computer still be in the same location I started, and be able to sleep in my own bed at night. I'm weird. Alright, since we're getting close, guys, well, actually, I don't think we're close at all, but let's go ahead and see if we can do some math here. So just going down our flight plan. Oh, we went a little too far. Need to go down to 3,000 before we catch our glide slope. So coming down from 38,000 to 3,000, let's put that in our calculator. So still really hard to see with this light shining. This is why I mainly fly at night, guys. 38,000, and we're coming down to 3,000. It's about 100 nautical miles. Yeah, 110. So QWED. Let's see if we can program that. QWED. K-U-W-E-D. Alright, it's telling us we're about 340 nautical miles. Jeez, I can't talk. 340 nautical miles, actually more like 350 nautical miles from QWED. So when we get to about 100 nautical miles, so still have 250 nautical miles to go, we'll start our descent. That's another thing about the Airbus versus the Boeing. On the nav display, you will actually be able to see on a Boeing where your top of climb is and also where your top of descent is. So it'll show you, you know, when you need to start your descent so that you don't have to do any math or anything like that. But from what I'm read, and please if any viewer is watching and knows more than I do, there's no way that to make the Airbus do that. You have to manually calculate your own descent. I mean, come on. Who makes Airbus? Isn't it made in the UK? Or is Airbus made in US? I know Boeing is obviously US, but I can't remember where Airbus is made. I think it's in Europe somewhere. Get your crap together, Europe. What are you doing? Try the experimental version. It's not in the main. Oh, is that what's going on? That's only in the experimental? Well, Dak, I don't know if you know this. Again, I've never flown an Airbus in real life. I don't know if you have either. But is that feature something in Airbus and it's just not built into the sim? Or is that just not something that Airbus has? Does it not have a top of climb and top of descent? I've never researched to look that up. I just really go off these sims to see how, you know, for sure it's in the Airbus. Oh, okay, cool, okay. I mean, I was going to say, come on, Airbus, you can do better than that. But I got you. So it's only in the experimental version, not the stable version of the fly-by-wire. No worries. Well, I can do some math really quick. How stable is the experimental version, if you don't mind my asking? Do you have the experimental? Is it pretty good? Does it crash? I'm not against trying the experimental version. Just don't want to have a stream full of, you know, fighting controls that don't work. You've never had a problem with it? Maybe I'll try it next time. Actually, I will try it. I will change over to the experimental version for the stream tonight, and we'll fly with the experimental. I'm also curious about flying this Salty 747 from fly-by-wire. I haven't flown that yet. Did you know you can draw radius readings on the ND on the nav display really easy? I use that when I do manual top of descent calculations. No. How do you draw radius readings? It's landing system, VOR, nav. I'm not even sure what ARC means, but I love this because if I flip over in nav, I guess is this what you're talking about? Go to the F plan, flight plan. Okay. Hit the top right line key. This guy? Hit the top right line key. Talking about this guy? Okay. Okay. And then what do we do? This is telling me information for this one waypoint. Top left. Okay. Return. Top left. Okay. I use this sometimes when I am putting manual flight plans in. Fix info. Okay. Will we put the QWED in here? Yep, okay. See, I'm not a total idiot. I'm just kidding, I kind of am. Alright, and then we put it in, and then radial of what, 110 nautical miles? Or right here, radius 110 nautical miles? Is that what we're doing? I think that's where you're going with this. Oh, fancy, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, look at that. And then now when we get to that circle, we'll know where our top of descent is. That's nice. I like that. But if you're saying, no, thank you so much for that. That's actually very, very helpful. I like that. But if you're saying that the experimental version actually, the top of climb and top of descent markers appear in the nav display, then screw all this extra work. I mean, it's good to know, you know, if you ever need to pull a radius around something. But I'd much rather just have the computer tell me, do this, you idiot. You know, I'd rather it treat me like a big dumb monkey and tell me to whatever, what I need to do. I'm gonna step away for a moment, but that I know I'm jokes. All jokes aside, seriously, thank you for teaching me that because I did not know that before, and it is very helpful as far as starting a descent. But as you guys can see, we've probably got at least 15 or 20 minutes before we're going to start our descent, maybe even 30. So I'm going to step away for another small break for 5 minutes, grab myself some water because my voice seems to be going, and also smoke a cigarette. Very true, I just do both to make sure that its calculated values are at least ballpark. Yep. I understand completely. We're humans, we make mistakes, and it's nice to have this computer double check our work for us. Totally get that. But I'm serious when I say that our stream tonight is going to be on the experimental fly-by-wire Airbus because I'm curious to see, and just off the top of your head while I'm at break, because I'm still going to go step away for break, but type in chat what your the biggest things you've seen that's different between the experimental and stable version. Obviously, we talked about top of descent and top of climb markers, but anything else like that would really stand out and like sell me on it, let me know. But again, I'll be right back, guys. I do need this cigarette before we start to descend. Oh yeah.
Washington traffic, Delta 3521, about 20 miles from 190 left, Washington.
Before I walk away, brings up a good point too. You can't smoke in planes anymore. So I smoke cigarettes, and I have to have a cigarette at least once an hour. Maybe not that much. Maybe not that often. I don't know how often. I don't have to have it either. I could probably stretch myself. But why put myself through all that pain and suffering to fly?
Regular traffic, American 2128, we're about 10 nautical miles northwest of the field at 6,000 feet, descending to 3,000 in Dallas runway 19, Washington American.
Why do all that sacrifice for a career, again, to stay in a different city every night that I'm not going to be happy with and not sleep in my own bed? And it's crazy. It's complete radio silence for my entire rant earlier, but then when I wanted to say what I wanted to say before I went to break, everyone jumped on the mic. I'll be right back, guys.
Washington area, American 443, listening to Reagan, visual 19 runway. And last aircraft calling for visual for 19, the airport show. Landing, Reagan, national on rehab for 20 miles out from Reagan, national. Okay. American 228, we're about 10 nautical miles of Washington Reagan, joining Google Visual from A19, Washington Reagan.
And Washington traffic, Delta 3521, about a...
Alright, I'm back. Experimental has working terrain. Nice. That is one thing I've noticed that doesn't work. Why does experimental have working terrain and stable doesn't? That's weird. Working VNAV. Nice. TARA interventions. I haven't noticed anything pop up on the radar when I get close to another aircraft. Nice. That's wonderful. I am going to run experimental then. When you say TARA interventions, are you talking about like, let's say you have two aircraft heading head-on to one another, it'll either ascend or descend to get out of the way? Or, for example, if you're ascending... I don't know, never mind. I'll shut up. Okay, cool. I thought I was talking nonsense for a minute, so I was like, oh, just shut up. But yeah, good. Okay. That's what I thought it was. Nice, nice. Yep. That's cool. Will it deviate heading as well, or just altitude? Neat to know either way. Just to let you guys know, we did our first Category 3 auto land on the Airbus I think it was last stream, and it flared, did the rollout during landing, and it sucked. It was not a butter landing. It was pretty rough. Not saying I may have done better. I don't know. I'm not going to judge the computer in that manner. But yeah, it really wasn't that smooth. I was kind of surprised. We're going to try it again, pending we're going to be landing at a Category 3 runway. I'm kind of curious to see if it does a real... I mean, I'm not going to say it was really hard, but I had FSRealistic on, which... Guys, I don't think I'm running that now. I think we're going to go ahead and turn that on. I don't know why I didn't have that on. Let's make sure it's running. Okay, and it picked up the profile. And we'll go ahead and turn on xEnviro as well. I'm not sure if that's running. Standing by for flight sim. Connected. Okay. Got a little bit more noise with that flight sim realistic. Oh boy, we got a lot more turbulence. Where's this noise coming from? Because we wouldn't be hearing this noise in the cockpit. Ah, geez, what's beeping at me? We dropped in altitude and speed for some reason. I guess that was when I turned on the FSRealistic. But it'll shut up once it gets back up to 380. But these noises inside... Looks like these are both disabled. Airframe airflow. There's going to be no airframe airflow. Turn this off. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed what you've been saying. I believe it does both if necessary. Only ever seen it climb and descend. Me too. I've only ever seen altitude be changed, but I'm wondering if it would do a... Because it's rare that you're going to have two aircraft like dead on the same, you know, because most of the times ATC is going to speed you up, slow you down, you know, and then not going to have you directing in the same place. But I bet it would deviate with a heading as well. We're going to change some of this stuff, guys. All right, we've got that turned off. Blade slapping. Okay, yeah, I was going to say that. We don't have a helicopter. Breathing. I don't want to hear myself breathe. Prop. We don't have a prop aircraft. Crash screaming. I turned that to 100. Let's see. Engine start. That's fine. Default height is fine. Some of this stuff is really nice. Ground effect. We want that. Landing applause. You know what? Give me 100%. 100%. I want to hear it so loud. I want it to overpower the engines. The engines. All right. What else we got? Prop wash. Don't need that because we're not in a prop aircraft. Reverse thrusters. Feel the power. I would love to feel the power. That would be cool. Scary ride. Passengers don't like crazy pilots. Sneezing. We'll leave that on. Toilet flush. Yeah, we're not going to hear a toilet flush. Touchdown. General turbulence. That's what we're hearing. Windshield wind. Yep. Wind ambience. Actually, we'll leave that one on. Okay, at least we found that sound that was making all that noise. All right, and we are about 200 miles from the airport. And we're still about 80 miles from our descent. That little radius thing is kind of nice. Not even gonna lie. You know what? Let's go ahead and check our charts really quick before we head into our star. You know, this thing, I can't remember, what was this? 40 bucks, 50 bucks. It's nice, especially ground noise. Like when you get on the ground at the airport, I think it does give a lot more realistic wheel noise, and you know, fly-by-wire isn't bad at all. They've done a good job of noise, but this just adds even more realism to the noise. But some of these things really aren't, you know, like the things that I was turning up, like the claps for the applause, you're probably not going to even hear that in the cockpit, even if they do clap, unless they're like really clapping. So some of this stuff's not, you know, the screaming and stuff, passengers aren't going to scream at you because you got a big heavy bus in the air. You're not going to be doing any crazy maneuvers like a air show or something. So yeah, but this is worth every penny, and anyone that watches my stream, if you do not have a Navigraph subscription, get yourself a Navigraph subscription. Navigraph is worth it. Navigraph is worth it. Navigraph is worth it. I will repeat that until I am blue in the face. I'm a firm believer in Navigraph. And Navigraph, if you're watching, please let's do a sponsorship. I'd be happy to have you as a sponsor. Let's see, we've got the Chelsea 5. But yeah, big lover of Navigraph. And there's other charts out there. There's free charts where you don't even have to buy a subscription. But honestly, there's nothing like Navigraph. So when we get to, which approach are we taking? Let's come back over to our CDU. And we're coming in through Blue Jay. So this is going to be where we come in at. We've got a altitude restriction. We're just going to check through this really quick just to make sure. Altitude restriction on Blue Jay of 270. Okay. Speed restriction at Burrs of 280. Burrs 280. 25.5, which is in between, and that's fine. Let's go ahead and pull this down a little bit. All right, Skiles 280. Okay, so we don't have a speed restriction here, but we're going to assume the aircraft stays at 280. Actually, I may go ahead and manually enter that since it is a speed restriction. Dent 270 at 16,000. Let's go ahead and enter this in. 280 at 220. 280 FL 220. Okay, for some reason it didn't take that. Well, whatever. All right. Boots says 18,000. Or does that say 13,000? It says 18,000. Boots should be 13,000. Format error. Say 250. $13,000. There we go. I'm not sure why this didn't change. Let's try this again. 280. And we're just gonna put 220. See, it doesn't give me an error, like it's not going to take it, but it doesn't update. Whatever. All right, Boots, 250, 13,000. I think we already have destination data. Boots needs to be 230, 13,000. Oh, no. Flight level 230. Never mind, that's fine. Chelsea, 250 knots. fine. Actually, no, that's not. Yes, that's fine. Chris, 11,000, that's fine. The symbol means the previous speed restriction. Yeah, that I kind of figured that like that. Just like it does in text or whatever. That's just like a copy down. I assumed that, and that's why I stopped messing with it. But yeah, thank you for clarifying and affirming that. Chris is 11,000. 15,000. Which is fine. No due. 230 between 9 and 8. 230. You'll see this thing does a good job of putting everything in for you. And then that's it. Until we get into our runway, which we're going 18 left. And just kind of looking at some things. I think this is category 3. I think. We've got minimums of 1,002. In fact, let's go ahead and put that in there. And let's go ahead and put all this information in. $3009 for QNH. 3009, and I've got this pulling from Vatsim. 09. Temps are -2. It's cold out there. It is cold out there, guys. Hope everyone's warm. Alright, wind direction and speed, 260 at, was that 8 or 6? 8 knots. 260 at 8 knots. 260 at 8 knots. Alright, transition altitude 18,000. And we've got 1,002 for minimums. Okay. Full landing config. And oh yeah, let's check one more thing. It has picked up 110.35 for localizer and course 183. Cool. And for missed approach, we're going to take it up to 1,300, turn left for 4,000. Where do I put in a missed approach frequency? Is it ADF 1, or can you put in a missed approach frequency on the Airbus? I don't know if anyone knows the answer to that. Everything else we're looking good on. We're just going to minimize that for now in case we need to refer back to these charts. But we're looking good, and we're actually getting close to starting our descent. And how are we looking on fuel? 5,700 pounds. I think we're doing okay. Let's take one quick peek at the Vatsim map. Just to see if there are any controllers, and of course not. That's us right there, guys. But there are no controllers in Charlotte, so sadly we will be Unicom all the way down until we park ourselves, but that's okay. And again, we have this, I don't think you guys can see it, but this xEnviro app, and I think it's connected. Yeah, it's connected. And not only does it pull up METAR and TAF information, which we don't really need it because we've already got it from our pad, which is, again, nice feature of the fly-by-wire is this little pad over here. This thing is so helpful. But it also adjusts the weather. Now, here, let's do this, guys. Got a little bit of aircraft noise. And turn that down from outside the aircraft. But let's take this weather report. We're close enough. We're going to go ahead and pull up Charlotte information. Actually, no, we're not. We're just going to go nearest weather. And we'll see what kind of airports it pulls up. All right, whatever airport this is. I don't even know what KYLYH is. But it's saying, and I'm not that good at reading METAR information, but this is bad weather to use as an example because it's pretty clear skies. They're saying 10 miles of clear skies, 0 knot winds. Like this is like beautiful weather up here. So this is really not a good example, but what I would love to do is have some good METAR information here with scattered clouds, or, you know, we could compare and contrast how the xEnviro weather compares with the stock Microsoft flight sim weather. Because this xEnviro app is supposed to be a lot more accurate. I don't know if that's a good word for it. But yeah, it's pretty much clear skies with like 100-mile visibility. I can see anywhere I want to see. There's no weather at all right now, so it's not really a good example, but maybe during the stream tonight we'll have a little bit of weather. Maybe we'll actually aim for weather. Maybe we will try to find something that's got some bad weather, and we'll try to fly into it, and we can compare how xEnviro is to natural Microsoft. So just kind of looking this up because we've got a moment before we start our descent. Let's see if we can find this app. This thing's not cheap. Let's see. This is the website for it. They've got different versions. Let's go to, oh boy, look how expensive this thing is. So if we go to Microsoft Flight Sim plugins, it's this one. Dark Space xEnviro 2020 is the one I purchased. It's $42. It's not a cheap mod. But we really can't get any utilization out of this mod until we actually have some weather. So let's use some of these as an example. And I understand we have to jump back to our flight in just a moment. But how about this? We'll just use this one. So here's the METAR information for this airport. And on the left, we have xEnviro interpreting the weather data. And then on the right, we have Microsoft Flight Sim interpreting the weather data. So it says wind directions 350 at 3 knots. Geez, see, this is where I'm not that good. We have few clouds up to 1,000, and then it's scattered at 18,000, or is that 1,800? Who knows? I think this is Europe too, because it's got Q100 for altimeter instead of A. And I think this is a European airport. But either way, so few clouds up to scattered. I don't know. Maybe does it say it's raining or anything? Because this looks like rain or fog. And I'm not seeing rain or fog in this METAR. Maybe you guys are. But yeah, we'll use another one for an example. Broken. Oh, no. Scattered up to 35. Is that 35,000 or 3,500? I think it's 3,500. And then broken up to 8,200. I would say in this particular instance, xEnviro gets it better. Get out of here. I would say xEnviro gets it better because this just looks... Sorry guys, I had to cough. This just looks like a complete blanket of clouds. This doesn't look scattered to me, and this does look a little bit more scattered. Let's see if there's another example. I want to get a good one. Let's see. Broken up to 700. Okay, this is a good one. This looks a lot more like broken cloud coverage than this. And this is what Flight Sim interpreted this METAR data as. This is what xEnviro interpreted it as. So this is what I was really looking for. A good example of this app and why it's worth it. Maybe you look at this and you don't care. You say, hey, I'm happy with these clouds. I don't really care. But if you want realism, and this xEnviro does pull every 5-minute interval METAR information and TAF information. If you want accurate information for how the actual clouds are in that area and a more real representation of what they would look like per that METAR information, yes, I think this app is worth it. Is it worth $42 to you? Maybe not, but you know. Oh, we're inside. Let's go ahead and come down. I think we were coming down to 3,000. We'll do a managed descent. I think you can do a call at this point. Yeah, I think we're good on charts. We'll put away our charts. But yeah, this isn't really a good example because it's pretty clear skies and there's no cloud coverage really whatsoever. Very little cloud coverage. But yeah, hopefully it'll be a little bit, maybe we can find a good winter storm tonight to fly into. And you can hear, fly-by-wire does a good job of giving pilot instructions to the flight crew or to the passengers. It just does great. It's good. You can actually hear it. It's audible. This is the first daytime flight that I've done in a very long time. I typically fly always at night, so it is very nice to be able to see everything. And let's just check. It's telling me to turn on seat belts and no smoking. We do have those turned on. Strobe light off. It's off. Should it be on? Oh, okay. It's just telling me I have things on that I shouldn't have on. And we should have X feed on as well, I think. Or cross feed. Going to change over to our altimeter of 3009 when we get below a transition altitude of 18,000. I'm excited to download this experimental, try this out. You know, I honestly miss flying my PMDG 737 though. It's been so long. It's been like a month since I've flown it. But I still want to do this. You know, guys, for a Christmas stream, if you're watching this, and I'm not sure how many viewers are actually watching right now, I haven't looked. And I don't get an accurate representation in my streaming software that I have. It never tells me the accurate people that are on. But actually, we're crossing transition altitude. Let's do this first. I think it was 3009. Ah, come on. Yeah, 3009. Okay. As I was saying, I really want to fly the Salty 747. So it is a fly-by-wire free aircraft, but it's a 747. Curious to fly it. So we may do a 747, a 4-engine, maybe even across the pond event tomorrow when I get back from family for Christmas. We may try to fly from the US to Europe on that 7.4 and see how that goes. And if anyone's curious about doing a shared cockpit on a 747 with me tomorrow, please hit me up in Discord, let me know, and we will do a shared cockpit together on that Salty 747. but be aware it's going to be about a 5 to 6 hour flight, so be prepared for that. I've not done that as far as researching like gnat lines and everything. So would be a fun thing to try tomorrow. And I really am thinking we're going to do we're going to cross the Atlantic tomorrow and fly from US to Europe. So try to research about gnat lines tonight and do some of that. But if anyone's curious about doing a shared cockpit, let me know. Oh, nice. (738) Love that aircraft. That's my favorite. 737-800. Yep. What is that, American Airlines? Is that what that is? AAL? It's a race. We're going to see who gets there. I'm just kidding. He's going to beat me. All right, crossing below 10,000. Go ahead and turn on runway and landing lights. Can't wait to get my buttons working again. We'll go ahead and turn on no smoking. Thought we turned on seatbelt. Oh, we don't need to turn on seatbelt signs? Is it too early? I thought when you cross 10,000, you're supposed to turn on seatbelt. And from what I've learned, you don't even have to activate the approach phase. This MCDU will activate that for you automatically when you get close enough. At the decel point, that is good to know. That is wonderful to know. Cool. Which should be coming up. Next, after hills. Is that what that little marker is? I bet that is. That's what that little guy right there is. Sorry that we're staring at the floor, everyone, but I'm really curious to see if once we pass this little marker here, if this turns this on automatically. And if you know that it does, let me know. Pink letter D in the circle. I think that's what it is. Yep, pink letter D. So that's what that's when it activates. That was my assumption. And then we'll go ahead and turn on our landing system. And it just picked up the localizer. Kq. And we're about to cross that diamond with the, or D with the diamond, or D with the pink letter, whatever, pink circle with the D. And it just activated. Nice. So it's probably going to slow us down quite a bit. And we're going to come back on flaps just a bit. We'll set auto brakes for medium, arm speed brakes. Pull flaps back again. Oh, not that far. I like having a lever for flaps on my joystick so I don't have to constantly fiddle with it with a mouse. Oh, I need to answer a phone call really quick, guys. Oh no, I don't have my phone with me. It's still okay. Just a moment.
$2,500. $2,500. $2,500. $2,500.
Oh, geez, haven't been paying attention. Sorry. Oh, what's this? Tower. Please do not respond via private message 118.1. Let's go over to tower. Sorry, I got a message. I have a guitar tech setting up a guitar for me. And he just called me to tell me that it's ready to be picked up. And I'm so excited. 118.1. Can't go get it now, though, because they're about to close. So it's definitely going to be... Oh, let's drop gear. Geez. Let's try to catch the glide slope if we can. It's going to be really tough. Are we going to be able to make the glide slope? Let's pull full flaps. Geez, that phone call really messed me up. I don't think we're going to catch the glide slope. I think I'm going to have to manually bring this in. Nope, there's no way. Alright. This is what you get for fiddling around, so we'll go ahead and kill autopilot, and I will try to bring this in, guys, manually. Let's see if we can get back on the glide slope. We're really high. This may end up being a go-around.
Southwest 1465, shots, how are you?
Southwest 1465 with you.
Southwest 1465, looks like you're a little bit high. You want to go around? Or do you think you can make...
Southwest 1465. I think I can make it.
Alright, Southwest 1465, shots, sir. 1918 left, clear to land.
1,000.
Oh no. Clear to land, Southwest 1465. I am a little high. Let's see. Oh boy, I am high. Let's see if we can do this. Slow down. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Oh boy, I'm not centered up with the runway. Oh no.
Retard.
Oh boy, that was a lot harder than the than the auto land. Oh, but yeah, we were way high. I wasn't paying attention at all, guys. That was my fault. And this is, oh boy, slow down. It is, it's lagging with my rudder pedals. Yeah, it's not. It's taking it a moment, and I can't do reverse thrust. I can't do anything. All right, take it out of, stop. Where are we even going? Here, let's disconnect from Vatsim. That was just garbage. That was garbage all around, guys. Alright. Set the parking brake for a moment while we consider our failures here. Hey, at least we landed. Is the plane still in one piece? Yeah. It wasn't the worst landing considering the circumstances and the fact that I wasn't paying attention whatsoever. And look, one of my throttles didn't even, wow, that's garbage. All right, turn on the APU. Turn on the bleed. All right, we'll leave taxi lights on. Let's just find somewhere to park. We've disconnected from Vatsim, so we can park wherever we please. Let's see, is there even terminals over here? I think so. Blame it on the phone call. Yeah. No, but it was a good phone call, so I didn't want to, I didn't want to rush him off the phone, even though I kind of needed to, because he was telling me good news. He was like, okay, so let me give you guys the long story of this. I bought a guitar, and I'm not in any way trying to promote this this place, because it wasn't that good of an experience, but it's called the Stratosphere on eBay, and they have brand new guitars. Where am I trying to go? Parking. They have brand new guitars, but they're pieces of guitars, so you have to put them together. You buy the pieces. All right, we'll take Charlie It looks like we've got somewhere to park up here. But you buy the pieces of the guitar, you put it together. I did that, and of course, when I do that, I want to take it to a guitar tech or a luthier and have them set it up for me professionally. Because when you buy a brand new guitar from a manufacturer, from a guitar store, for example, the manufacturer, the people that you're spending thousands of dollars on for that guitar, they're going to set it up for you before it gets shipped out. So it's all great and wonderful. However, when let's get back on the taxiway. I think we're on the apron. Yeah, I think we are on the apron. So I wanted to get it professionally set up. So I took it to this guy. I bought a few guitars, actually. I took them to this guy. He set one of them up with no problems. See, there's a lag on the rudder pedals for some reason. Why is it doing that? He set both of them up. One of them had some severe neck damage on it, or fret wear, or fret issues, because it had been sitting in a non-climate controlled environment with no tension on the strings, so the neck kind of did some crazy stuff. He told me it would be another $150 for him to, he was gonna have to like tear apart the neck and like re-glue it together or something. He explained it all to me. But anyway, I took it back to him a week ago, and it took him a week to do this. And he was just calling me to tell me, hey, finally got it done. It sounds amazing. You're gonna be so happy with it when you play it. You know, very good, exciting news, right? So it was hard to steer away from that conversation to focus back on my flight sim. So I apologize, guys. I truly apologize. But I do think it was the phone call that got my frame of mind completely out of flying and ready to play some guitar. All right, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna cross 23. We're gonna park somewhere in here, in Ron. It doesn't really matter where we park, but we'll continue down Charlie, and we'll come off like Charlie 10 or Charlie 11. Good stream. Hey, enjoy your stream. Thank you so much for watching. Crappy Goat. Am I pronouncing that right? Crappy Ghost. Yes. Oof. That's a good description of that landing. You know, guys, I was really hoping to do an auto land because I think this is a Category 3. That was a Category 3 runway, but again, got so distracted that we missed the glide slope and didn't set our approach on time. So, yeah. But you know, hey, I'll give myself credit for where it's due. You know, we all love to give ourselves credit. But for a manual landing, even the controller thought I was too high and it was going to be a missed approach. Hey, I was even doubting myself. I thought it was too high. So the fact that I brought us down, and let me pause for a moment because I want to show you guys this. We have realism set for failure and damage. So had we came down a little too hard, we would have crashed the plane. So I don't know how at 3,000 feet, we probably came down 2,000 feet per minute, if not 2,500. I don't know if it was that aggressive, but oh, why are we going so fast? Why are we in climb? Slow down, my friend. I've really got to do something about these throttle controls here. I am going to adjust those before I start another stream tonight. And see if I can get this Thrustmaster, or not Thrustmaster, this Velocity 1 flight stick working a little better. And let's just park wherever, guys. Park beside, see if we can park beside this big old, was that a Boeing? Is this jetway parking, or is this, I think this is just ramp parking, but it's fine. We'll park here. All right, let's check and see how it looks. Horrible. Even worse. But you know what? That's okay. Because I'm done. Alright, we're going to go ahead and kill our engines. And we'll kill our APU. Kill our bleed. Kill our batteries. Set our ADRS back to off. Turn our lights off. Alright guys, that's it for the stream for now. Thank you so much for watching. You know, it's a horrible time for me to say, hey, after that horrible landing, how about considering following? But yeah, if you have already followed, excuse me, consider following that horrible landing. But I had to kind of make do with what I had. Again, happy conversations, so it's okay. I will be streaming again tonight. I'm going to try to go find some food before everything closes for Christmas Eve. And then when I get back from food, I'm going to fiddle with my flight stick controller. I may jump on stream for that, guys. I may let you guys witness the catastrophe of me trying to set this thing back up, because hopefully I can set it up in 30 minutes. And then once I set this thing up again, we'll do another stream tonight. And we'll also download Experimental. I'll tell you what, guys. I'm going to go get some food. I'll come back and we'll start another stream. And the beginning first hour of that stream will be nothing but getting the Experimental fly-by-wire, doing the updates to the flight stick, and then about an hour into that stream, we'll actually start our flight. So thank you so much for watching. That's it for now. But in about 2 hours, we're going to start another stream, guys. So if you don't have any plans Christmas Eve, I'd love it if you spend them with me. Please follow if you haven't followed. Have a good night if I don't see you.